Have you been watching what's happening right now? Something fascinating, and I think that this could have big implications for the cryptocurrency market. There's actually two things that I want to hit on today, and I'll try to put a timestamp so you can skip ahead if you want. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on that bell notification underneath the video. If you've seen videos like this before from me, just hit that subscribe button so you can see the future ones too, because we're going to be here every day, or at least every other day, following this market. I also want to say, in case you want to know what I'm buying and selling, I have been buying a decent amount of stocks, and I am looking at diversifying into different cryptos here soon. Check out the link underneath the video to the Patreon. Definitely check out that link. Thank you so much, and let's get into it. So, cryptocurrency has been quiet. The volumes have been low. A lot of the on-ramps and off-ramps have been shut down. But there's something brewing in the background. And we started to see a little volatility yesterday. We hit the yearly high, and then we also went under $30,000, down to about $29,500. So about $2,000 move there yesterday, which is pretty interesting. There are a couple different reasons for that. And again, stay through to the end because we have to talk about two different things here. Yesterday, we talked about how some senior level execs at Binance were leaving, including their general counsel, their chief strategy officer, and their senior vice president for compliance. They all said that they were leaving this week, and this is after they had their all hands meeting, after several countries have been kicking them out and cutting off on and off ramps. And then we have the responses. We have responses now today from some of these different officers and different people in the company. First of all, we have Steven. Steven is the senior vice president for compliance. Let's listen to why he says that he is leaving. He says, I don't usually tweet this much and keep a low profile, but wanted to clear up the air about a couple articles that were printed today, and I can confirm that I am indeed leaving Binance, but the reasons for my departure are very different from those reported. He talks about how he's worked in the industry for a while, but apparently he's tired now. According to his wife, he's fat and he needs to lose some weight. And apparently, he needs to start helping around the house, do chores, and start making dinner a few times a week. And as any happily married person out there knows, happy wife equals happy life. Quotes on happily married. So he says that this is not anything sensational. I will say, all my fears are gone, right? He explained, obviously, he can't work if he wants to lose a little bit of weight. He can't do a couple chores around the house if he's working. Leaving a $500,000, $1 million a year job to go do chores makes sense to me. Obviously, you couldn't hire someone to do that, and you couldn't do it in the time that you do have free. So obviously that makes a lot of sense. I was wrong there. And then Patrick Hillman, who's another person that's on this list, Chief Strategy Officer. Let's see what he has to say. I was not expecting to be tweeting about this today. Apologies for any typos. It's true that I'm leaving Binance, but I'm doing so on good terms. I continue to respect and support CZ, and I'm grateful for having had the incredible opportunity to work under his leadership. I've been here for 2 years, and it's simply time for me to move on to the next challenge. I've taken this company through a lifetime of industry crises and regulatory challenges, from Luna to 3AC to FTX. Despite all these challenges, the company has continued to grow and thrive. My wife is literally going to give birth to our second child any hour now. So he obviously has to quit the day that they're going into labor, right? He couldn't have planned that out or had anyone step in for him. So the time is right for me to step aside. I will continue to cheer on my colleagues at Binance and support the industry as it matures and evolves. Blockchain and crypto is here to stay, and I'm excited to watch it explode in the years ahead. Obviously, he thought long and hard about this, had this plan for months, did not leave just because of what's possibly coming from the DOJ or what he's seeing behind the scenes. Obviously, you can't work when you have a kid either. People don't do that. They always quit. Again, a $500,000, $1 million a year job. And it's just happenstance that they're quitting at the same time. Obviously. Why else would multiple people flee the company at the same time? And it's kind of weird. I'll just say, kind of weird that he has to apologize for any typos. He can't type bid out and review for typos. It just seems weird coming from the chief strategy officer that he's worried about misspellings or commas or something. So pretty interesting. At the same time, right? And of course I'm being sarcastic. That is all really sketchy stuff. Now, we didn't hear from their general counsel at all, but those two different high-level execs obviously made some tweets there. This is what it should look like. This is normal. This is someone leaving Polygon. They're leaving Polygon at the end of the month, so they're giving some heads up. They're stepping up. Someone else is stepping up and leading, working closely with the CEO of Polygon, or the founder of Polygon. And he's still advising Polygon, investing and staying in the industry. Seems much more normal. And it's one person, not 3 senior level execs in the same week that they're having an all hands meeting after a couple weeks of being sued and being forced out of several countries. So that's normal. That is what normally happens. At the same time, one other weird thing that happened, someone posted here, 2 billion of inflows on 24-hour in Binance after the FUD is insane. You can check the live stats here. You can see it. 24-hour inflows are about $2 billion. Then you have CZ posting underneath it with a shrugging emoji and a crying laughing emoji. However, this was just an updated address. It came out afterwards that this is not inflows. This is just an updated address in their system. It's kind of interesting that CZ does not clarify that. Usually he does clarify, but instead he seems like he wants to, either he's trying to show that nothing's wrong there and he's lying to us, or he really doesn't know what's happening at his company. He doesn't know that wasn't $2 billion of inflows. I think that would be quite odd, right? At a time where there's more scrutiny against the exchange and they have $2 billion of inflows. Kind of interesting. Now, let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. I want to move on to the next part. We have all these institutions. They're jumping into crypto. But as you can see over the last week, right, Bitcoin's moved up and down a little bit. But in the last 5 days, we're actually down about 1%, which is no big deal. But it's not like we've had a great week in the crypto market. However, crypto-related stocks, specifically miners, are moving up a lot. Let me refresh this. CleanSpark is up 13%. And they actually reported having less Bitcoin mined this month compared to last month, which is fine. There's difficulty and they're getting more miners and that kind of thing. I'm just pointing out, it's not like they've had great news over the last couple of days, but their 5-day is up 40% when Bitcoin hasn't moved. At the same time, Riot is up also 13% here today, up 26% for the week. Mara up 8% today, up 15% for the week. These big institutions are buying Bitcoin miners, I think. And we've seen that with MicroStrategy. This is the top 10 owners of MicroStrategy. Look at these increases over the last quarter. About 0.5% increase, 3.5% increase coming from Vanguard, 700% increase from Fidelity, 2.5% from BlackRock, and then there's some other smaller ones too. Morgan Stanley with a 16% increase on their overall holdings. Vanguard owns 9% of this. Fidelity owns 7%. BlackRock owns 6%. I think they're buying the miners too. I think that they're buying them up. When you look at this article, why CleanSpark, Riot, and Bit Mining Limited are rising this week, they say it could be due to ADP June, the jobs data. They announced that CleanSpark mined 491 Bitcoin. Crypto mining stocks have had a big year so far. Those aren't reasons for why this has gone up, right? Bitcoin hasn't moved up. Typically, these miners go up when Bitcoin moves up, unless people are positioning themselves for the next bull run, which is so interesting. Let me know your thoughts, though. Do you think they're buying up miners? I think it's pretty obvious that they are. Let me know in the comments section. Be careful of scammers down there. I appreciate it. Couple great videos coming out this weekend. They're super fun. I think you're going to like them. So hit subscribe. Also, check out the Patreon. And I'll see you.